Okay, y'all, let's get into making this lasagna this morning. I'm going to let it simmer for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to assemble my lasagna. So let's get started. Okay, right here we have 2 pounds of ground meat that I'm going to saute up, and then I'm going to drain the fat and wash the ground beef, and then I'm going to put it back in the pot and add all my seasonings and stuff then. So let's get this fired up here. Got my fire on. Get my spoon. Go ahead and get that all ground up here in the pot. Now, we like our lasagna meaty, and that's why we have so much meat. And it's real good. Okay, broke that up and let that start simmering here. Now, what I'm going to put in there is I'm going to put in a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 1 to 2 cans of tomato sauce, a 13-ounce can. Now, it might not need two cans. We'll just have to see. But more than likely 2 cans of a 13-ounce tomato sauce. And now it's starting to heat up here. I'm going to pause this real quick and get my seasonings out that I'm going to put in there. And I got to grab my garlic. Be right back. Now for the seasonings, you're going to have basil, about a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon salt, and then I'm going to put about a teaspoon of minced garlic in the sauce too. Now, I would love a vegetable lasagna, but they don't like vegetable lasagna. They only like meat lasagna, unfortunately. And this is sauteing up real good. I'm going to get this nice and cooked, and then I'm going to drain it. And I'll show you how to put everything together once that is done. So let me cook this up and I'll be right back. Okay, the meat is fully cooked. It's time to drain it and get it back in the pot so we can add our ingredients to it. Okay, everybody, it's washed and drained, or I should say drained and washed. Washed all the grease off of there so we won't have no greasy sauce. Now I'm going to put some of my ingredients with it. So right now I'm going to come over here and get me some garlic. Some minced garlic. It's a teaspoon of minced garlic. Just put that right in there. Now, I'm going to put me a teaspoon of basil. You can put more if you want to. That's up to you. A teaspoon of oregano. And a teaspoon of salt. Okay. You can add more or less depending on your taste buds. Now I'm going to add me some onion powder. And I just basically eye it. Okay. Garlic powder. About a teaspoon. Okay. Now, I'm going to put my tomato paste in there, 6-ounce can. And I'm going to have to pause this real quick so I can use 2 hands. Okay, so I went ahead and added my tomato sauce, my 13-ounce can of tomato sauce, while I was doing the paste there. And what you're going to do is just stir this around, make sure it's well incorporated, and get them seasonings in there. Let's see that tomato sauce. Now it's going to get thick. I like my sauce thick. Now I don't want it too thick now because I like my lasagna sauce to be in between. Now, with everything in there, I'm going to let this cook for about an hour or 2. And when I get ready to assemble my lasagna, I'll show you how to do that. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Now you can put onion in here, you can put zucchini in here, if you want vegetables or whatever in your lasagna. But with my family being as picky as they are, they just want meat. So meat it is. Okay, y'all, let's let this simmer. And I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all. I was going to let y'all know that it doesn't matter what kind of lasagna noodles that you use. Right here I've got Barilla, and you can use Great Value or whatever noodles that you like the best. This is what I had in my pantry, so this is what I'm going to use today for my lasagna. Now, I've got my sauce simmering over here. Look at that. That is so... Oh, I wish I could smell it. It smells so good. But it's not done yet. Now, I forgot one thing today, and that is my garlic bread. I forgot to get garlic bread. So I think I'm probably going to make a side salad to go with it. So I'm going to get my pot ready for my noodles, and I'll come back. Okay, y'all, so in my pot I've got my water, and in the water I'm going to put some salt and some olive oil. I put olive oil in there because it helps the noodles not stick together when I'm trying to assemble them into a lasagna. So I'm going to put some salt down in my pan. And I'm going to go grab my olive oil. 1 second. Okay. Now we cook with a lot of olive oil around here. And I probably put a little bit too much than I wanted, but that's okay. Now, I'm going to let this come to a boil. I'm going to put my lasagna noodles in there. And then when we come back, y'all are going to see how I put my lasagna together and what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and I'll see you when it's time to assemble our lasagna. Okay, y'all, it's time to boil the noodles, so let's get those noodles in there. I just try to stick them in there as separated as I can. And I'm making a small lasagna today because it's only 3 people eating. I usually make a big old casserole dish full of lasagna, but not today. Okay, got that box of noodles in there, and we're going to let them boil. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how to assemble the lasagna. Oh, look at that. Put 1 layer of sauce. And then the noodles. I like to double layer mine. Now this takes 2 hands, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and layer it. And on top of the noodles, I'm going to put a thing of ricotta cheese and then mozzarella. Mozzarella cheese and ricotta. So let me go ahead and assemble all this. And I'll be right back to show you what it looks like, okay? Put the ricotta cheese all over a thin layer. And then put some mozzarella on top of that and some sauce. Okay, y'all, there's the first layer. Now you're going to layer it like that until everything is done. And I'm going to go ahead and layer the rest, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, y'all, I got my last layer on. Now I'm going to top it with cheddar, like a Colby cheese, and mozzarella all over it. I'm going to set my oven to 400 degrees and leave it in there till it bubbles and browns. My house smells so good. It smells like Olive Garden in here. Okay, y'all, let's pop this in the oven, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, y'all, there's a lasagna ready to get in the oven. I'm going to turn this on to 400. And I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Yeah.